area of a trapezoid. Now this formula will look a little crazier. Some crazy person figured out how you could cut things apart and move them around and make a rectangle. So they came up with a formula, half the height times the sum of the bases. In my trapezoid, the bases are always the two sides that are parallel from each other, and then the height again, how tall is it, will connect those two sides. So again, if you're going to use your calculator, you might want to use 0.5 instead of a half because, you know, half a 9 doesn't come out very nice. So I'm going to do 1/2 times 9, and then I have to do the sum of the bases. So I'm going to do the 16 plus the 4. Well, 16.
So that's the formula up there?
Yep, that's the formula.
One
Half
half
the height times the sum of the bases is what they say. Base 1 and base 2, those are my two sides that are parallel.
And it's always squared, right?
It always is squared whenever you do area, yes. So, if I were doing this one without my calculator, because 16 plus 4 is 20, and 20 is easy to take a half of, I'd rather do half of 20 than half of 9, right? So half of 20 is 10. 10 times 9 is 90. If I were using my calculator, I'd type in 0.5 times 9 times 20. But I have to remember to add my bases together first. And my label, Rose said, is always going to be squared. So 90 feet squared. What are you pondering there?
I can't get half of 9.
Right. That's why I didn't do half of 9. I did half of 20. But you could do half of 9, which is 4.5 times 20. 0, 10, 8 plus 1 is 9, but I got to move my decimal over.
And you're still going to come up.
And I still get the same number, right? So when I do my half, just like when I was doing half the base times the height, doesn't matter which one I do half of. I can only do half of one of them, not both of them. But if there's an easy one to do, that's the one I would pick. Otherwise, I'd probably just grab my calculator and do it. So, number 17. We're finding the area of the trapezoid. We know our formula is half the height times the sum of the bases. Which number there is your height?
3.
The 3, right? No, they didn't draw the box there to tell you there's a right angle, but hopefully you can tell that the right angle's right there. So my height is 3. My bases are 14 and 10. Those are always the two sides that are parallel to each other. So 14 plus 10 is 24, right? So again, I'd probably rather take half of 24 instead of half of 3. Then I don't have to work with the decimal. Half of 24 is 12, and 12 times 3 is 36. And my units, centimeters squared. So number 18, how are we going to find the area of that trapezoid? Half of 6, because 6 is our height, times 19 plus 14. So they turned our trapezoid sideways, but we could see right here was the box, so that it really would be turned with that on the bottom. And so half of, oh, we better do the 19 plus the 14 first. 19 plus 14 would be 33. So half of 6 is 3, and 3 times 33, 99. And my units, yards squared. Look at that, we did that all without even having to use our calculator.